Great news today. And what a relief after a long market downturn. So the October market numbers are out today. And the big news that we're all wanting to hear is that home sales are up. In fact, 44% from the same month last year and 14% from just last month in September. Here in Mississauga, home sales jumped 38% versus last year and 27% from just last month. We had 577 home sales in October, which is the highest volume since the spring of this year. This home sales uptake is encouraging. And while we're still early with the Bank of Canada's rate cutting cycle, it definitely feels that more buyers are moving off the sidelines and are coming back into the marketplace in October. There was the big 0.50 jumbo rate 2 weeks ago after 4 rounds of interest cuts, and that brought on a lot more hope, I would think, for home buyers. Obviously, the 50 basis point was certainly a great move in the right direction, and it was really much needed. And now the overnight rate is 3.75. It's going to be easier to qualify for a mortgage, and also with lower interest rates, we're starting to see fixed mortgage rates of about 4.3%. Variable rate is now below 6% for the first time in more than a year. This gives more consumer confidence in the market, especially among existing homeowners who are looking for a new property and who have been maybe putting off and holding off their plans and waiting, before they make a move. The current market conditions are pretty nice because you've got a little bit more time, you've got more choice because there are more listings and more houses for sale, and you've got also fewer other buyers to compete against. So the other thing is that we're working with our clients right now and we're putting all the conditions in the offer: finance condition, home inspection. So this really gives buyers more time to do their due diligence and make sure that everything is in check before they make a firm decision on the home purchase. And that's such a luxury, right? It's just a nice balanced market to work in. And in many cases, we're still, mostly negotiating below the asking price. We're seeing a few rounds of price negotiations as well between sellers and buyers. So it's really about looking at the most recent sold comparables to get a fair market value. We adjust for things like finished basement or renovations or upgrades to come up with a reasonable offer price. So again, I think it's a great time. It's a very well-balanced market to look for your next home. If you're ready and you've been thinking about it for some time and you're wondering if it's the right time for you, please feel free to connect with me. You can text me or call me. My number is just below. I'm happy to have a conversation with you and just give you my honest perspective. So the average selling price was up 1% compared with the same time last year. So it's about 1.135 right now, average. It doesn't sound like a lot of price growth, but believe me, this is better than hearing that prices are going down, especially if you're a homeowner. The average selling price in the GTA is now back to about the same similar price as we saw in the spring market this year. And it's also about the same as last summer in 2023. So really, house prices have been pretty stable when you think about it for the past 2.5 years. Even if we look back to June of 2022, right after we came off the peak market, the average selling price in the GTA was about similar, 1.14. So one big difference that we're seeing right now in today's market is that it is taking longer to sell the house. So the average days on the market in Mississauga is 28 days across all property types versus 21 days on the market a year ago. Condos average time on the market is the longest. It's 35 days on average. Condo prices are also lower, 6% versus the same time last year. There are about 5 months of condo listings inventory right now in Mississauga. So that's going to take longer time for the condo market here to improve. And you can check out my other video that I did on the record supply of condos in Toronto area. I think it's going to be a broad trend across pretty much all of the GTA in terms of condos. And especially if there will be more new, let's say, condo completions, new builds, and if there are a lot of assignment sales in the market that we're seeing across the board. So it's going to take some time to correct itself in the short term. It may take maybe until the second half of next year before we really see improvements in the condo market in terms of sales and prices. The other difference is that new listings have jumped 4.3% from a year ago. But the good news is that sales to new listings ratios has also increased. So that's increased by 12% from 31% to 43%. That means there are more home sales and more home buyers buying the listings, even though there are more new listings now on the market. And this is probably the main reason why prices are not yet going up so quickly. So as long as we have a healthy supply of homes on the market and a gradual growth of buyers coming back into the market, we should see a relatively balanced housing market and stable prices for the next little while. But who knows? Things could change quickly, especially in the new year, which is really just around the corner, isn't it? And we have seen it before. It's impossible to predict, but if the Canada Central Bank keeps cutting rates in the next few months, and with the new mortgage rules that are coming up just next month in December, the market could shift quickly. And you can watch my other video that I recently posted, which explains the new mortgage rules changes that are coming up in December. So the clients that we're working with right now, they're mostly anticipating and preparing for better market conditions for selling their home in the spring market. The most popular question that home sellers are asking me is when will be the best time to sell their home next spring? And honestly, we've had a strong spring market every single year in the past 4 years. And that's generally from March to May. So I would be very surprised if it's not going to be a great market for next spring. And that means there will be more home sales and likely also higher prices, even if it's a little bit by next spring market. So stay tuned. And, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and so you can get alerted, as I'm going to definitely be doing another video very soon with the forecast analysis for next year. And as always, I love to keep you updated and I would love to hear from you. And I will personally answer any questions or comments that you put here. Thank you so much for watching today. And I'm really happy to stay connected with you.